Have you done any water landings before?
Never had.
Oh,
All right.
You know where the bridge is down here, right?
Right.
Okay, we'll aim at that. We're doing a pretty good job of it. So we'll do our pre-water landing checklist here. Take your landing light, put it in the middle position. That sets up the pulse, so we're easier to see. Let's turn the bilge pump on. That way if we take on any water, we'll just shoot it overboard. And we verify that our landing gear is up. We've got a blue recognition, so our pre-water landing checklist. Right, my flight controls. I'll show you a couple here, and then we'll see if you feel like you're up to doing some yourself. The everything speed in this airplane for the most part is about 60 knots. And so we initially climb at 60, we land at 60, or said 60, best glide speed is 60, everything happens at 60 knots. To get a decent descent profile to land, 3,300 RPM, and our weight is probably going to look good around 60 knots. Now, in this light sport, the weight and just all the variables change, and a little change makes a big difference. So sometimes it may be that your 2,900s just to get what you want, or a little more, a little less. So don't hyper focus on any of the numbers as much as what the airplane's going through. So we got this long 2 straight stretches in a row, and that's where we're going to try our first splash and goes here. The wind looks fairly calm, it feels calm, the water's not churned up, there's a little bit of ripple on there. May turn off the terrain warning so we don't get used to the screaming at us here when we get near the ground. We'll also go ahead and turn off the flight director since it's no help.
We'll be entering 45. Downwind for runway 6.
So we're looking for boats and obstacles and all that stuff, of course, but the thing that's gonna get us, if something gets us, is weight that we didn't see. Right, so we're always watching for those swells rolling at us. They'll throw us up in the air before we're ready to fly, or bring the water up to us before we're ready to land. We got plenty of space in front of us. I don't see any boats, no obstacles, no weight. Got a slight crosswind from the right, but as we get down here below the tree line, much turns off. There's a bunch of different good ways to land it when you're beginning. One of the easiest ways is to get down here and try to get about 3 feet off the water, and then just fly it at the ground effect a little bit, and back your power off gently until you touch down. We're on the water. Power up. As we add power, we have to pull back on the stick just to offset that pusher prop from above once to push our nose down. And then kind of like when we took off back there at the runway, we just set our pitch attitude and it'll leave the surface when it's ready. Get up here to about 100 feet off the water, throttle down to somewhere in that 4,300 range. And that just gets us cruising around about 70 knots. And we'll stay over the channel until we find our next run. Nothing to it, right? Well, yeah, and we are, all of the airplane rules apply, but when we're talking about how far to stay away from obstacles, that's when we're not trying to take off or land, yeah? So here comes our landing that we were setting up for. And coming down here, feeling for ground effect, leveling off just a couple of feet from the water, trying not to get in a big nose up touchdown attitude like we would on the ground, right? We're not feeling to touch our mains first. We got to put the the belly of the boat on the water, on step. Alright, zoom in our map a little bit. So take a left turn. As we climb up high enough, we're 500 feet above the house, the trees now. We're going to go ahead and skip a couple of fingers here and go to the bigger part of the lake. Yeah, man, big old big form. Alright, so now it's obviously busier. We've got a bunch of boats. Plenty of space down there beyond the bridge.
Right.
But we see the one that was coming towards it, so his wake's out there somewhere. So one of the things that I like to do is, you can see the path that he cut. So I'm going to use that path as my next runway.
Okay.
That way, not in his wake at least, we're still watching out for others, or reflection. It should be pretty good. The guy that just came this way, we're looking for his wake. The guy headed that way, we could use this path, but odds are he's going to see an airplane behind him and want to stop and take a picture. So what we got to do is we got to go get in front of this guy that's chugging down the lane, and we'll do a splash and go past him.
Did you find that picture thing out by accident?
Yeah, the guy who taught me, he told me about it, and sure enough, the first couple of times. I think people down here are getting a little more used to seeing the airplane, but those first couple of trips, man, they were just stopping.
Cowboy, he's got the cowboy here.
So if you want, I'm going to let you fly, get used to flying kind of down low to the water here. Alright, your control. Okay, we want about 4,300 RPMs. Just keep it to this height. Look outside, don't worry about looking at your digital gauges too hard. Get an idea, a sense of where the tree line is. Use your peripheral, keep us about the same altitude. And then looking ahead, we're starting to think through what the obstacles are, what's coming, what we got to do. We'll stay on the right side of the channel. There's a boat up here that we will give way, go around to the right. We're drifting up a little bit. So we're coming up on Stiff Mountain Lake Airport, right? So we want to stay way down here below the water in case somebody's in the pattern. Because not everybody has ADS-B in the world, so we're not going to see them on a fancy screen. And they aren't necessarily talking on the radio, even though we're listening. Yeah, so this height above the water looks good. Pass this boat to the right side. Kind of the rule of thumb I fly with is, so if something's going to happen, I want it to happen to me and no one else, right? So I never want to put this airplane in a position that where if it goes wrong right now, that we end up wrecking someone else's day. Alright, so we got some pretty good S-turns coming up. So we're going to make sure we pass this boat to the right, and we'll swing out to the left just a little, so that we don't have to do a big steep turn, right, as far as angle bank goes. Swing out to the left, and then just follow the center of the water, watching for boats and course. Yeah, because the airport's right over there. We just got ADS-B lit up over there, so we'll be watching for one coming up. I'll take the call here.
Lake traffic, Charles 35 here, pop up past just off to your west, just above the water line here. It'll be top of the shoulder. Have fun, Danny.
Just keep that turn coming around. Nice, and then you got the orange marker. We'll keep it off our left side. Yeah, just keep it down. This dude's right above us. Nice. So now we got plenty of open water down here. Looking good. All right, let's see if we can get your first flash to go here. All right. We're going to look ahead. We got miles and miles of runway, right? We're going to reduce the throttle. And we're looking for about 3,000, 3,300, but really I'm listening for that sound. And that's the sound right there. Okay. Put your nose down just a little bit. Yeah, there you go. We've got that good descent to the water. Now we're not landing on the airport, so you can't just pull the nose back, right? All right, so we're in ground effect. We're going to hold that position, let the belly sink onto the water. Perfect. All right, now throttle up, power forward. We got to pull back as you do that. There you go. All right. Climb back up to about 50 feet off the water. And we'll pull our throttle to 4,300 when we get there. There you go. That's pretty
Kind of audience.
Yeah, man. Alright, so we're going to continue on to the right.
Okay. Right still, but all the time.
Alright, so take a right. And keep on coming. Keep on. There it is. Yeah, straight ahead. Alright, let's see if we can get in another one before this boat gets here. So we're going to throttle back. Keep on pulling back. You'll hear it. You'll know it when you hear it. Yeah, you hear the engine start to rumble. Alright, looking outside, just maintaining that stabilized descent. Alright, here comes the surface. We're going to level off about 2 feet above it. We're just going to hold it there for a second, then we throttle back just a pinch. Excellent. Alright, throttle up. And we're just holding that angle of attack till the belly leaves the water. You can feel that. Nice. Climb on up to 50 feet. Throttle back. Very good. Alright, let's go out to the center now that boat's passed. We'll set up the head right and up the river. Okay. Go ahead and throttle back some more. And we'll take that right turn here. Alright, so there's a bunch of boats, so we'll take the inner lane here. Keep on turning.
Right?
Yep, we're going to go up that way.
Lots of things happen on trips to reality. 17 ain't something to tell you about.
I bet. Alright, so you see how it opens up down here?
Yeah.
We're going to go straight down the middle of that.
Right.
Now throttle back some more and get used to the sound the airplane's making, right? Because we were driving around at 4,600 there. We want to drive around about 4,300. So set that and listen. That's what we're listening for. It got a little bit quieter. Alright, we need a little left rudder here. There you go. Say what? I know, this is good. Alright, so we want to pick something out there we can see. In this kind of overcast, it's a little tough to see the surface. So we've got some water coming up here we can see. So you're going to reduce that power. Hold on, let's go over this heron. Hello, heron. Alright, now we can reduce the power. Pull it on back till it rumbles. On back, on back, on back, on back. Yeah, hear that rumble? Okay. Some peripheral here. Good, left rudder. Alright, you're on the water, power up. Nice. Alright, so we're going to climb up and do a big turnaround and go the other way. So just leave your power forward, and we'll climb. Yeah, a little bit of right turn, and then make a big left turn. We try to keep it over the water to keep the noise, you know, isolated from people as we can. Now, don't go too steep on your bank here, especially this low to the ground. Now we're way, way above stall speed in this airplane. And we want to fly gentle. Gentle with this thing. There we go. Now we're kind of at the top of our horseshoe, so we can throttle back. And go ahead and bring that power back to a rumble to start our next approach. Alright, airspeed check. As you start flying it and stop paying as much attention to get more comfortable with the airplane, you got to remember that we are a very slow airplane, right? And if it starts to feel like your DA-40, we're definitely flying too fast. Yeah. Let's go to the right this time. Yep. So a little bit less on the throttle. Hear that gurgle, gurgle. There it is. Okay, now looking outside, we can see our surface here a lot better. Let's just look outside, stop staring inside, look outside, keep your nose down. There it is. We're getting to a couple of feet off the water. Use the throttle slightly, and the belly is on. Power up. Very nice. Okay, we're going to take off and we're going to fly to the right. Okay, throttle back. Got a bunch of room back here. Go ahead, reduce your throttle. Show me another. There is a green channel marker out there. And, as long as we don't hit it, we're good. Say what? Yeah. Don't let it sneak up on you. There's your surface. Alright. Power up. Very nice, man. You did that one all by yourself. Alright, so let's climb and fly to the left there for me. Good, we'll climb up to about 1,200 feet here. And we're going to go around and make an approach through this cove. so you see that, what I guess is a cell phone tower back there?
Yeah.
Fly to that point. Just a little beach area I've not seen. Okay. Always looking for places to, where we can taxi on up and pop out. Okay, next my controls here. So this is what it looks like to do what's called a confined area landing. And the neat thing about being a seaplane is we don't need a certain amount of straight runway. We just need enough water to either accelerate the takeoff or slow down the land, right? Because sometimes our water might be curved, and sometimes it might, start at this fine little point. So this is an area down here that we practice that confined water landing. We're not gonna do a super duper, like, flipping the treetops here to use the most water, because you never know who's boating around this point, right? But we do want to do the demo to show that we could if we had to. Right, so we see our water coming up, we're throttling back, and we can come in steep enough to just clip those treetops and land in that first, 30, 40 feet of water and be stopped by the time we get up here to this dock. But you never know who's water skiing around the corner.
Right.
We're gonna fly around, go around that corner, and then we'll land in this area. The other reason I like this area is because it's usually still enough that you can get some lassie water landing practice. Well, what I'm told, they get all the wake boarders and skiers up through here and hate them more than us, so that's fine. Yeah, there's a little fisherman here. So we'll go ahead and get on the water, and then we're going to stay on step here for a minute. I'm about to say it's nice and smooth. There's a little bit of wake and debris. So staying on step, number one thing is whatever it takes with your ailerons to keep your airplane level is what we're trying to do here. Now I'm steering right and left with my feet, of course. Oh, there's the wake. But we don't want to dig one of those spots into the water. Yeah. So if we get some smoother water up here, we'll do some S-turns so you can kind of get a feel for that. You're welcome to rest your feet on the rudders to feel what I'm doing. Just don't resist if I'm pushing one. Alright, so we'll take a little bit of a left turn here. So you feel me pushing on that left rudder. Now once the airplane starts doing that, we actually got to push the right rudder to counter it, to just maintain that radius we want. And as we get going around the right, you feel how I'm doing left aileron here? Yep, just to keep that wing level. Now the other neat thing is depending on the surface, if it's very smooth, then you're getting a lot of hydrodynamic drag, which is going to slow us down, we'll fall off step. Then we go into these ripples where we don't get as much water touching our bottom, and we speed up to the point that we might take off. Alright, so part of that step taxi is reading the water in front of you and adjusting the power as you go to just stay right here on step. So the neat thing about a step taxi in confined area, we should have enough room. This is going to feel a little bit weird in your gut. So if we start going around this turn here, right, we could take that hard turn and accelerate that way, right? So we can do a takeoff in very little water as long as we can make circles until we get going fast. Alright, your controls. I guess, let's go back towards the dam, but don't overfly those fishing boats. Maybe overfly the channel marker. Alright. There you go. And I'm going to switch fuel tanks here.
freeze out bubble stuff is quiet.
That it is. Alright, so let's throttle back for about 4,300. So that. There we go. That'll put you at the speed you want, and it's easier to accelerate for your approach. Alright, so then we'll head up to the left here. Yeah, yep, just to the right of that. Just watching out for election vision. But if you want to do a splash and go up here, that's fine.
That's a fast wrap out.
Yeah.
Rolling down right there.
Well, so we only need about 10 inches of water. Yeah. I worry more about the swells and the oncoming boats than the water depth here in most places. Now, there's certainly some that are just, an inch below the water.
Yeah. That ain't just 20 or 30 wraps up there.
Huh.
That's what it's all wrapped out.
Okay.
That's something like that's right there.
Yep, that sounds good. So when you get lined up straight ahead, you can reduce your throttle a pinch and get that running. They're watching out. There's plenty of swell here where these guys moved around and churned up. Okay. Down that energy for leveling off when you get the ground effect if you do with a sea water. Alright, power up. Lots of swells there. Alright, good. Back off the pinch. Fly towards the water tower. That'll keep us in the center of the channel and then we'll go through the SUV.
That A-frame right there on the friend out. Hey, yeah, man.
Alright, so we got one pattern again, so we'll stay, we'll go no higher than this. Remember, you got to plan out that turn. You got pretty good back and forth, so they have some boats. More left rudder. So this is because of the configuration and aerodynamics. It's an oddball airplane for you, and then I keep telling you need left rudder instead of right rudder. Good. So if you want to sidestep a little to the left, I'll wait till those birds go behind us. We can do a splash and go as long as there's nobody in the way or making waves in front of us. Yeah, it looks like if you start one now, we can get it in there before we hit the wakes of that boat ahead. And then, just like any time, if we get, on an approach and it looks like it's just not going to work out, go around, right? Power up and go. Difference for us is we always have to ensure that we have an escape plan because of the, curvy strips that we use and whatnot. It's not just a matter of go around. It'll be, oh, there's a kingfisher. Okay. So we went around for a bird there. Alright, power up. Now we're going to sidestep left to avoid the boats. Very nice. Climb up just a little higher for me. Alright, let's do another one right here. Throttle back till it rumbles, keep that nose down and steady. Alright. Power up. Very good. You climb up to about 50 feet, throttle back, give me another one. Move that way. Again, last radio call. Alright. Very nice. Alright, we got room for one more before the bridge. The traffic check is good. Yep, do one straight ahead here. We'll be on and off the water before their wing gets us. Alright, powered up. Let's go. Very nice, very nice. Let's climb up to 1,200 feet, and we can move back towards the center of the channel. A little bit higher for me. And then that pointy mountain over there, if you aim at that, that's going to take us over the tree line and line us up for where the river swings back and forth. You can throttle up a little bit more for that climb, help yourself out. There you go. Excellent, right? Level off here. You see this patch of water starting where it turns to the right? Yeah, go at that so we're on a right base for the water. Alright, so throttle back. Let's start that approach. It looks like we've got Nifty River in front of us. Turn right. Throttle back, throttle back, throttle back. Remember, we're slow airplane here. You can hear the wind whistling and feel fast. Going way too fast. There we go. Nice smooth control. stabilized, we'll power up. And our escape plan, we're going to climb and go left. There you go, just turn left as the river turns left. This one swings all the way back around. We're just going to jump over to the next one. So, climb and up to the next string of water. You see it? Yeah. Okay. Up here? Yep. And so you use your power back. I like to fly smooth here. Alright, throttle back. See where this boat has made us a pathway? Land on that pathway. Throttle forward just a pinch here. We want the lightest touch. We want this airplane to be smooth. Smooth is going to go way farther than being exactly on the speed. But you see how your nose is slowly coming up as we get to the ground? You got to not do that. You got to push your nose down. There you go. Hold that stabilized, set that. Now we can level off. Alright, throttle back just a pinch. You're on the water. Power up. Good. Level off about here. I'm going to take the flight controls, my controls. Cool. Put a couple more little strips here before we go in. We are working our way back to run. See how much they've churned up the water here. We got one boat towing another. Looks like we got plenty of openings. There's the kayak from earlier. The power back, I'm listening to that rumble. I glance in just to check. Yep, I got this one. And now I'm just looking and see I'm trying to keep the nose right where it is. We're going left and right, but I'm not changing that angle of attack or that pitch attitude. Alright, now we get down here, it's just making for a smoother approach run. Keep that energy. Now we're on. And we're off just in time for a jet ski or something to go blast into it. Alright, looks like we're running out of water with people not in it, so your controls, you can fly us on up. Yep, your controls, just fly us up to 2,000, 2,500 feet. After water landing checklist, our landing light goes off, the billet pump goes off, our gear is still up, our after water landing checklist is complete. Alright, start working on up the river.